Namaskar, I am your host Narayankar. My heartiest congratulations to women of all hues. Today is International Women's Day. One of the most discussed women of India is Congress High Command Sonia Gandhi. She was declared as the most powerful woman in the world by Time magazine. This was because, as per the magazine, she was at the helm of affairs, controlling the Manmohan Singh government through the National Advisory Council headed by her. I do not want to go into the details of the National Advisory Council. A lot has been written about it over the years, but many know it as an extra constitutional government which was run by Sonia Gandhi. It was the epicenter of corruption which became the reason for the downfall of a decade's rule of Manmohan Singh government. But the most powerful woman could also cry, could hardly be believed unless one of her chamchas spoke about it. We do not know whether she cried when Congress government failed the floor test in Madhya Pradesh. We do not know whether she cried when G23 leaders, including Ghulam Nabi Azad, rebelled against her son Rahul Gandhi's leadership. We do not know whether she cried over the failure of Rahul Gandhi's leadership. But we came to know about her shedding tears over the death of Indian Mujahideen terrorists who were killed in a police shootout at the Batla House in Delhi. We came to know about this baby cry when the then Law Minister Salman Khurshid at Azamgarh rally spoke about it. He said when he had shown the photographs of the slain Batla House persons, Sonia Gandhi had cried profusely. But will she cry even today? A court has convicted the Indian Mujahideen terrorists, including Aris Khan, for killing Delhi Police Inspector Mohan Chandra Sharma and masterminding serial blasts across India. Aris Khan was skilled at making crude bombs and was involved in Delhi, Jaipur, Lucknow, Varanasi, and Faizabad blasts. He is an alumni of Aligarh Muslim University. When he could not clear the examinations, he joined the Indian Mujahideen, which is People's Front of India in the current form. Aris was sent to Pakistan to gain training at a terrorist camp, and on his return to India, he executed serial blasts in cities mentioned above. And for this terrorist, Sonia Gandhi shed tears only to appease Muslim voters. Can any leader stoop down to such cheap levels of playing vote bank politics, throwing to the winds the concerns of national security? After she was shown the photographs of slain terrorists, Sonia Gandhi, according to Salman Khurshid, called upon the then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh for discussion, and soon after, the narrative of Hindu terror and saffron terror was built by Sonia Gandhi and her ecosystem, only to cover the failure of her ministers, including P. Chidambaram, to curb serial blasts between 2006 to 2012 and appease Muslim voters. But what did Sonia Gandhi gain out of this brand of politics? The Congress now is unable to win elections from the areas near to Batla House. Probably Sonia Gandhi's appeasement politics has drowned in her tide of tears. Jai Hind.